I think it's the most important is to have like a right balance between festival, like big festival shows and club shows, because both is nice, but I think a club show is the original
where it comes from,
surrounding for techno and like what we do, you know. We started Second State as...
True, I'd say.
We started Second State as a platform basically for ourselves to be able to release whatever we want to do, whatever we like, whatever we think is good. And like we started in a very kind of family base, just like signing new artists, like working very close together with just a few people. And the development, the evolvement over the past few years was that we kind of opened it up a little bit more, also for bigger names, for bigger artists, not just like young talent, but a good mixture out of it. And it's also very important for us to do like these showcases, like these label events for ADE, for example, or Sonar Festival, like other big fair shows, so that we are able to kind of showcase our artists. And yeah, we couldn't be happier about the involvement of Second State. Like the label helps us a lot to also, especially when you sign young artists and young talent and you see what they do, how they think, how they produce, what kind of taste they have, the records they play. It helps us to also keep in touch with what's going on, basically,
Actually, Second State have a big range of music.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the techno label, but for techno we have like a huge range. We have like from the super undergroundy stuff, minimalistic stuff, kind of
to big room stuff.
Acid, big room, everything is on the label.
No, but obviously, like the biggest breakthrough artist was Amelie Lenz. We signed her, I think 2 years ago. How was it? I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And from then on, it was just like this huge success she has, and she's doing. And it's really nice to see that if that happens to you, if you're participating in something like this, it's just it just makes you proud.
Yeah, can imagine.
I mean, she knows already the way where she has to go.
Totally.
She just give her like a little, maybe I would say not help, like say like this direction is better than this.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But the rest, she knows already.
Yeah,
where she has to go. How we keep our songs relevant. I mean, like this was like this what you already mentioned, like an evolution. Like the whole scene is having an evolution. The acid is right now, it's back. We like also to play it. Okay, now we are a little done with it, But in the end, it's like this. We started, of course, minimalistic, but it was also the time for minimalistic sound, And I think 10 years before this, when we started, there was even also like this kind of minimalistic scene. So it's always repeating, and then harder styles come back, and we always, of course, go with this wave, But always be there. And we try to be, of course, up to date with the sound, that we not give someone like boring sets, and we try to behave ourselves as or try to be honest with our sound, what we always did. Yeah. Like effect work or like what else it is.
I mean, we also have like the musical taste we have is quite wide, like a wide spectrum,
Pretty wide, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, when I started DJing and making music, I was really into like Jeff Mills and like harder techno. But together we did basically this minimal techno, minimal tech house. But there was already another idea of music for myself, I liked hard techno, and it's just it's nice to see that you have these waves, these changes in electronic music and techno, and it's good for us to be able to kind of live out all these kind of ideas and tastes of music we have,
What also really nice is when you're playing this kind of like sound what's really common is right now. When you play some tracks from 10 years ago, I mean, but with a completely other style. So people remember, oh, there's also other styles, It's pretty cool sometimes to do this. You more sorted, I think.
I'm trying to stay as organized as possible, but I've my USB sticks. There's my whole collection on it. It's about 120 gigabytes. And which is not the whole collection, but it's basically the whole range. And it's good to have it. It's a lot of material actually, but it's good to have it and be able to be spontaneous, with the tracks you want to mix,
Exactly. Yeah, I can imagine also if you travel to so many different countries, and every country has its own like culture. You must know now like what to play where and which classic can fit in.
Exactly. No, and this is something that's why it wouldn't make sense for us to always play the same set because the crowds are different, the clubs are different, like the venues are different. So you have to be able to react.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of lists. I have like kind of. I mean, like I have also my whole collection with me. But I have like 2 lists, like from, for example, like 2018 and 2019. Everything from 2018 to 2019 inside, so I know exactly what I played 2018 and 2019. Then I make special lists, for example, for Awakenings or Time Warp. And I have this kind of list called Old School Bangers. Yeah. It's like all these old school tracks, they always bang, and I know they're working. So this kind of way, you know.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, like when we go to Amsterdam or Holland or Benelux in general, like it's definitely the more driving and the more techno-y, ravey stuff, I would say. Which is good, I like it.
I like it too,
because
actually.
you have the big festivals and the bigger crowds. And then if you play Gashouder, for example, it's obvious we're gonna bang.
Yeah, like Rave Rebels last time, it was like... But I can tell you what I have to bring from Amsterdam back to Berlin, and it's mostly some stuff for my wife because she's Dutch and she's missing like all the stuff from Holland, so I have to go to Ethos and to Hema and bring cheese and like these kind of stuff, So for me it's the other way around.
Well, the first time Amsterdam dance event,
I remember it was a mobile party, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it was like we had the boat party first, I think. And then...
When was it? Do you remember?
I have no idea. I think 7, 8 years ago? Or 8 years maybe? Because I know it because yesterday the guy from the boat told me, he said, hey, this is the same boat what you had with Mobile like 8 years ago. I said, oh yeah, and it was probably my first ADE, but I'm not pretty sure. I can remember like the first time that I played in Amsterdam, that was actually alone. Zebo was sick, Zebo K, and that was still Club 11. And Rocco called Anya, hey, we need someone for Zebo. No, but Rocco didn't call him, someone else called him, so because he didn't know, Rocco thought, I'm Zebo K. So I played, and he said, thank you, Zebo K. And someone else said, no, it's Panpot,
That's a really long time ago.
It was the first time in Amsterdam, but I think it was not Amsterdam Dance Event. Maybe it was, I'm not sure. It was Club 11.
It was a nice club.
That was a really good club.
I mean, for this year, it was special for us because we had a really big showcase at Marktkantine on the Wednesday with a lot of artists of our label, and I think it's in general always nice to be like surrounded with family, like the label family. But then it was also nice to have Anfisa Letiago being part of this lineup. She isn't really releasing music on Second State, but she's doing a remix for us for Confronted, the track we did 10 years ago. And she did a really nice remix of it.
Yeah, it's a really good
So
one.
it's nice to also bring her, and she's such a good DJ and such a talent, it's nice. Specific Marktkantine experience. I mean, the main floor, it's so nice to play this main floor because of the gallery, and when it's packed, it's a very intense situation in there, I think, and I really love it. But then it's also nice that you have the opportunity, like in the backstage area, if you can really hang out, and especially for ADE, because you meet a lot of business people, friends, colleagues. So it's a good place to also chat a lot, And I think it's a perfect combination of having fun on the dance floor, dance a lot, but also have a nice chat in a more kind of comfy surrounding and situation.
I remember when we played like all night long, and like the last track was like from Sabrina, Boys, Boys, Boys. Remember? Everyone was dancing everywhere on the tops, and all the girls came up. It was a pretty nice experience. I remember this.
Yeah,
I didn't remember the whole night because sometimes when you play all night long, it's like you're in the zone, in a void, like completely for yourself. But the last track was like Boys, 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 and it was so refreshing that everyone freaks completely out. But it didn't fit at all to the set. It was completely something.
most important is to have like a right balance between festival, like big festival shows and club shows, because both is nice, but I think a club show is the original
it comes from
surrounding for techno and like what we do, you know, being more intimate, being more close with the crowd, like, you know, experiencing it together. That's super important.
You didn't get
it's also like a lot of fun.
You didn't get the vibe on the festival that you have in the club. I mean it not in a bad way. On a festival, you have also a good vibe, but in the club you have sometimes this kind of, you know, out of the world, step in the techno zone, like this way.
Especially, I think, with an all night long, if you really play from beginning until the end, you are really creating the vibe and you are really getting into with the people. You know, that's what we really love.
This is what can we do. It's really one of our best things. I would say we also go to 2 hours on festivals and there, but I would say like if you choose, what our Champions League is when we play like a good all nighter, when we can play tell a story. I would not say tell a story, it sounds like a little bit, you know, like, but, you know, to make it, so okay, we tell a story. I want to be an astronaut. I want to always be like this one, but it's not possible actually. But I would like to have to be one. Going to space.
I got this question many times, but it's hard to answer. If I wouldn't have become a DJ and a musician and a entrepreneur, I would have become a teacher probably. Because I really, that's what I like, you know, when we do like workshops, for example, at schools or like wherever, it's fun to kind of tell people something and try to teach them in quotation marks, but just like this interaction also between people, you know, I like this.
You can teach me space. Then I can be an astronaut.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, God, shit, sorry. Oh, fuck.
You too, thank you.
I was good interview.
I gave her. I gave him a five. So many. Say whatever you like.
All right, bye. Yeah.
Nick was there too.
I remember it. Barcelona, like fucking huge baby techno, like in one